Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today we're doing another recommendations for Gremory video, and we're going to be tackling Taima 5 VR on this video. But before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Also comment, please give any recommendations that you have for Gremory on how to improve this content. I want to know your ideas, like there's many things they can do, in my opinion, and I would like to know what do you think about my ideas too. So let's start with this. The first thing that we're gonna tackle is Queen Kanaloa itself. So we have a new boss, and this opens a lot of possibilities. But let's start with the important thing. Queen Kanaloa arrived to the game without her own VR weapon, which I think they should implement the VR weapon. It is important that they do because I don't think we have enough VR weapons. We have 5 VR weapons and we have 31 characters, 32 in a little bit more than a week. So yeah, 5 VR weapons for that many characters. No, they do need to implement more VR weapons, definitely. Another thing that I should notice, I should take into consideration is that the VR weapons, all of the VR weapons enhance an skill. Unfortunately, they cannot be sure. I have Lapis with this weapon, but it only increases damage and defense against demons if it's used by Shiranui, which is a shame. And obviously, this weapon only increases damage of Rondo with Shiranui because Shiranui is the only character who has Rondo. So yeah, that's a shame. But the thing is, these weapons can increase damaging skills, which is completely fine. Rondo is a damaging skill that also helps as a HP recovery skill on red, so it's pretty good. Let's see. Then we have this one, Lava Serpent. Lava Serpent is going to be a skill that is very, very valuable because Lava Serpent, I'm going to go to Azeroth, has different effects. 2 of them are not that impressive. In blue increases the damage of the familiar. It is not that great. In red increases the duration of the familiar. I mean, not the best. In green, the familiar attack reduces the speed of the enemy. That's actually pretty good on VR. To debuff the enemy is very good. So, let's see. Inventory. Weapon. This one. Increases the speed of familiar summon by this skill. So, the speed is going to increase the performance of the familiars no matter the color. But it's really good to constantly reduce the speed of the enemy. Like, I at least really like that effect. And then I also have one copy of the machine one. Increase damage of a drone shocker by 30%. So this increases the damage. Drone shocker for Emily. It is another awakening skill. All of these are awakening skills if you notice. So yeah, where is Emily? Emily. Here. So we go to Drone Shocker. And with green, it advances forward. It's whatever. With it's actually not whatever. It's okay on green in machine because it's going to move and the stage is very big. With 2 blue, drone attacks knock back the enemy. It's also good because of the amount of mobs is going to give you some distance, but also it's kind of bad because you're increasing the damage of the skill with the weapon, and this is going to prevent the enemy from getting damage unless they immediately go back to their range attack. But they're gonna get back out of the zone of the attack zone once again. So yeah, that doesn't sound that appealing. And red, my favorite, reduces the enemy speed by 20% for 10 seconds. This you do not use on machine, unfortunately, because they are immune to speed reduction, but it is not a bad effect. And increasing the damage on that is pretty good because the enemy is going to be stuck in that area while they move, and they're going to receive a ton of damage. So it is a nice combo, even though you cannot use red specifically on machine BR because they are immune to slow. So yeah, we do need more weapons. I mean, I guess that their intention, I don't know what the two human weapons do, the one for Tokiko and the one for Sakura. But in Sakura's case, she actually doesn't want to use that because this is way better for VR. Twinkle Riser is way better than whatever the other weapon has to offer. In fact, I think I can check the effect. I am not too sure. Let me... No, I think not. Like, it is not available in the menu right now. I know that, but is it actually here? I wonder. Like, weapon... No, I think not. I don't see a parenthesis for Queen Arachne's scepter or anything. So yeah, I guess no. Well, in any case, they... Imagining that they apply only those weapons for the awakening skill, they need to carefully select the characters. Like, I would like to have someone like Micah with an anti-machine weapon. That would be amazing. But getting this skill enhanced, no, thank you. I don't want this enhanced. I don't want to use this ever. It would be better if they just select another skill. They don't feel forced to actually enhance the awakening skill with those weapons. Just enhance a good skill. Like, the ones that they have enhanced so far are good skills. I don't know about the human ones, but the three weapons are that the skills that these three weapons that I have enhanced are pretty good. So enhancing the ruthless explosion or carpet bombing would be way better than enhancing explosive rounds. So yeah, we do need more weapons. Number one, for all the other ones, for all the other characters. Another important thing that they need to address: they didn't add the information for Queen Kanaloa. Every boss comes with a tab with information on Queen on their specifics. Like, the machine says that they knock back the enemies and they are immune to slow. Queen Spider says that she poisons and slows the enemies, and the debuff duration is reduced. And I don't even remember what Mass Taimani does. I think she reduces critical on her first stage, something like that. So yeah, but what do we need? Since Queen Kanaloa is very particular because she revolves around being a super strong buff. She's very offensive. She does very hefty damage. She does a ton of damage with her hits, and she summons these pesky little mobs that inflict debuffs. I have seen 4 debuffs so far. I don't know which mob inflicts what, but they have inflicted HP reduction, poison, electrocute, and slow. Those are the debuffs that I have seen in this stage. I don't know if Queen Kanaloa herself debuffs, but I have seen those 4 debuffs, just so that you know. And I think that whenever they add the information, it would be ideal that they also add information on the mobs, because these mobs are very particular. They are not clones of Oboro that do almost the same but with less HP, or whatever mobs like the Queen Spider mobs or the Machine BR mobs. These are very particular. They're like an extension of the boss. I wouldn't mind if they actually share HP. It would be kind of cool, but they didn't do it that way. So, in any case, the next recommendation. The weapons, add more weapons. I have a list here. I'm just checking the comments. Okay, the monthly tab, yes. These I have already mentioned many times, but they should add the monthly tab soon. And in turn, whenever they do, or sooner rather than later, I would say, they need to increase the daily acquisition of coins, the limit that we can acquire each day. I would say that 10,000 is okay. Right now, the limit is 5,000, so 10,000 would be a good amount if they plan on releasing the monthly tab. But of course, it depends on the pricing that they add on the monthly tab. They can adjust that to even more or no, like less than 10,000. I don't think it would be ideal if they add the monthly tab, but it could be more. Um, and obviously, there are items that we would need to put in this. For example, Demonite and Nanomachines would be amazing, but I think that that's asking Gremory too much. I don't think they're like enthusiastic about that, because that way people wouldn't buy the packs that offer Demonite and Nanomachines. But maybe like a ticket for one of the two, something like that. Maybe one of those resources a month. Maybe that could be an option. Let's see. We also need tickets for F2P supporters. After the fiasco that was the Task Force Emergency and this also, the Special Ops Supply, I think that Gremory needs to reconsider how they do these massive reruns. So what is the problem with both of them? You get one... okay, number one, it is basically a pull on the banner. And it costs money, straight up. You're not paying gems, you're paying money. So that's not ideal to begin with. And then, what else? That you're only getting 5 supporters / weapons. In this one, it's also weapons. Which is not good. I'm just going to focus on the Task Force Emergency, not on this one, because I'm talking about F2P supporters. So, on that one, they gave us 5 random supporters that we could previously get for free, and the maximum benefit that you can get from that is unlocking formations, and that was it. It was very, very unlikely that you get 5 copies of a supporter that you really, really wanted, even if you roll all the times that it was allowed to. So yeah, Gremory, especially because there are newer players, we need to increase the amount of ways in which players can obtain F2P supporters, previous F2P supporters. Something that happened to me when I was using the new account was that the event was kind of difficult for me. When I first started, I didn't manage to even if I knew exactly what to do to optimize my damage and strengthen my account and everything, I wasn't able to tackle the highest difficulty on a specific event, one of the most recent ones. Like, for example, if I did this one as a newer player, I wouldn't be able to reach the end of the event. But this one I would, because it's easier, because the more the game progresses, the more difficult the content becomes. So it's ideal that you add ways for the players to get all supporters. That's why I recommend adding tickets. Tickets for F2P event supporters. Limited to that, okay? I'm not saying to give a supporter for every premium gacha supporter a month. No. Only event supporters. And it would be ideal to give more than 1 copy of that ticket in particular. Like minimum 2. Like minimum, and I mean that's very little. Ideally, you give 5 of those tickets per month so that players can actually get multiple copies of supporters that they have dismantled and they didn't want, they know more copies of, that they missed, like most of your a global player base. And well, that's basically that. They should add supporters, tickets for F2P supporters. It's also important that they also add tickets for both weapon and supporters. But what kind? Seasonal weapons and seasonal supporters. For example, I'm going to de-equip an Gunslinger Emily. These seasonals are the ones that come with a pack that gives you a supporter, a weapon, and a custom. What is the problem with these ones? That you can only get up to 4 out of 5, even if you buy the pack. You are forced to use Demonite and Nanomachine, and that's not cool at all. So, by giving us like one ticket for a seasonal supporter and one ticket for a seasonal weapon each month would be more than enough. I mean, they don't need to give us the 5. Yes, I know that there's many people who are in need of more Holy Knight Onisaki Kiraras in particular. But in order to complete everything, I think that would be enough. Like, there's many, like Sakura, there's also Asuka, Evil Flower Asuka, but there are not that many. It is not. There's a handful of these supporters. So it would be very important that they do. And besides, not always everyone is going to get all the copies of the supporters in the event, because one of them is locked behind Desire, and not always we have Desire to unlock that specific copy. Like I couldn't get Desire to buy Emily on the Desire shop. So that's a thing. I really recommend that they add seasonal weapon and supporter tickets on that store. What else? Attribute change tickets and I'm going to change this to type. Yes, attribute change coins and tickets. Coins should be added to the weekly, and tickets should be added to the monthly. Definitely, like 5 tickets monthly would be nice. Or less than that, whatever you want, but add these resources, please. What else do we need? Whenever they add more levels, obviously they're going to add another awakening material, like they did with the Mirage Crystal when they did the level expansion. Ideally, they put that on the weekly tab, but putting it on the monthly would also be okay-ish. Depends on how they want to balance things. Or they could add it to another mod in any case, depending on what they plan to do. Let's see. Also adding items that give desire wouldn't be a bad idea. Like, that is valuable enough as it is. Like the clovers. And also, where is it? Love letters in particular. Like, there are many items for affinity, and they are very easy to get, but getting love letters wouldn't be a bad item, because these give like 1,000 points each, so it's very easy to reach max affinity with this, and putting those on VR wouldn't be that bad in my opinion. So what other items would you like to see, guys? Let me know in the comments. Like, what are you craving for? But be reasonable, guys, because there are some things that they're not going to add. Like, they're not going to add nothing like a Heavy Shika Day of Potion or a Heavy Shika Helping Pack in that store. It is unreasonable to do so because they're selling the product. So even the potion, we can hope that they generously give us some of those on campaigns that we can use on a specific periods of time to optimize our farming, but expecting Gremory to put it on the store for free would be like unreasonable. Or maybe I'm not too enthusiastic about these ones in particular, like Easter eggs and XP potions, but I guess that could also be an option if you want those. Well, in any case, let's go to another point. Another thing that they should address, they are going to rebalance once more the damage formula because they did an oopsie and now it's way too easy and everyone is reaching step 100. Uh, Parenthesis. I just want Gremory to know something. I strongly suggest that they don't do anything to take away the gems that they already unlocked. There are gems given to the players after reaching 100. Let's see. Clear Taima 5 VR. I don't know. Queen. I don't know who Queen. Step 100. So yeah. As you progress, you're gonna get crystals, and that's the thing. They shouldn't do an oopsie like RPGX did, and remove those gems and take away the reward. Please don't do that. Just take it as a big boy and you did an oopsie and well they got those resources when they wouldn't have been able to do so before. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. You would rather prefer to keep your players than to give depth to them and lose the players. You want retention, right? So just forget about that. Now, back to the topic. They did an oopsie on the damage formula. They're going to put it back in place or something like that. They're going to readjust it so that VR is difficult again, which is a nice thing because I actually missed the challenge. But an important thing to consider is that I think that they should adjust it so that reaching step 41, it is like step 21 for newer-ish players within the first month as an achievable goal, and then beyond that they have to make step 41 easy to achieve, and after 41 they can increase the difficulty, and after 100 they can also increase even further the difficulty than what we have right now. Why? 41 is the sweet spot for farming because you're gonna get 300 coins. If you have 10 AP, let's say that you increase your facilities and you can reach 10 AP, you're going to be able to get all your points and maybe have a little bit of BP to spare. Let's say that 2 or 3 runs you get a different drop other than coins, so you still manage to get all the points. That's why this is important, because with 10 rolls you're gonna get 6,000 because it's 300 guarantee, and most 80% of the times you're gonna get another 300 coins. So yeah, that's why I say it's important that players are able to easily reach this step and beat it. And like, not like super easy, not like any newer player can, but you know what I mean. That it's very doable for most players after some time. And then it can get very difficult. And they not only adjusted the defense, they also adjusted things like the cooldown increase effect and other different effects that they apply on VR, which that was okay. I gotta admit, that's okay. But after 100, they can go back to the previous percentages. Like after you reach 100, the enemy can give you again 15 seconds cooldown increase on your skills. That's fine because it is supposed to be a challenge. It is supposed to be difficult. I mean, I don't know. For those who reach those levels, would you like to experience that challenge, or would you rather not? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious about your opinion on that. Let's see. Next. Okay, make VR effects more aggressive. Oh yeah, there is one more thing to address right now. The fact that they are going to probably add more bosses to VR. it would be awkward just to have one demon boss on VR. So they're probably going to be adding more bosses for both human and machine. That would be amazing. And probably, similar to Queen Kanaloa, they're gonna suffer from the same problems, that they don't have a weapon and they don't have enough info about them on release. Which I won't complain. Just Gremory, after you apply these new, after you put them into the game, these new bosses, be sure to like deal with the small details. Put the weapons, add the information tab, and do other adjustments, please. Let's see. Also, if they do this, that they add more bosses, I would like to be able to select which demon boss, human boss, or machine boss I'm going to face each week. Like, the strategies required for beating each boss is different, and waiting, like, how many? 1, 2, 3. Right now, you need to wait like 4 weeks to fight the boss that you want. But if we add 2 more, you would have to wait 6 weeks to fight the boss that you want. So in my opinion, it would be way more convenient and practical for everyone, and everyone would have fun with this, to put 2 bosses at the same time, the demon bosses, and you can select to go to the runs, to do runs with Queen Arachne, or after doing your runs, maybe you want to face Queen Kanaloa, so you go with Queen Kanaloa. So the ability not to select which one you want to face that week, but to face both that week so that you enjoy the game in any way that you like, would be amazing in my opinion. Because waiting between 4 and 6 weeks, depending if they add or not the new bosses for the other 2 categories, would really be annoying. I mean, we can manage while they implement those bosses, yes, of course, because we're experimenting with new bosses. But once that everyone every new boss is already in the game, they can actually do an update to VR to do a general overhaul of the mode. That would be pretty good, in my opinion. And also, tell me, guys, what bosses would you like, or what kind of bosses would you like to see? Because as far as I know, not that I'm an expert on the Taimanin verse or anything, but these bosses are Action Taimanin originals. So they obviously look like some other things. Like, the only exception would be Mass Taimanin, yes, but the LWS squad are just some generic machine that they added into the game. I don't remember seeing them in any other game, nor Queen Arachne. I mean, I have seen images of demons, spider demons on Taimanin, but not specifically Queen Arachne. And the same can be said about Queen Kanaloa. So, what kind of boss would you like to see for human and machine? Like, would you like another bulky machine? Would you rather have a cyborg? Actually, a cyborg would be cool, but not like the one with the Gatling gun. Something more feline, perhaps. I don't know what I would like on to fight, but a cyborg sounds like a good idea. Like, not this one. Something like this girl, but feline, more agile. That would be a challenge. Like, someone that moves around a lot would require something like Astaroth. Yeah, that would be interesting. And the same can be said about human. What kind of human boss would you like to face? Would you like to face another popular character from the Taimanin series? Would you like to face generic ninja? I think you wouldn't. Like, who in particular would you like to face? We already have Edwin Black on the game, and I really wouldn't like to have Edwin Black as a BR boss. He can be pretty annoying as he is on tower already. So I'm fine with Gremory not putting Edwin Black on BR. So, in any case, what would you like to see? What weapons and effects would you like to see? What rewards would you like to see? What other changes would you apply to VR? Let me know in the comments, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!